Hi, my name is Lynn Scove. I'm the founder and director of GoGo Babies Pre and Perinatal Education and Therapies. Today we're going to talk about tummy time. Lots of parents and babies find it challenging and kind of mysterious at the beginning. So today we're going to look at babies and come up with lots of easy, successful ways for you and your baby to explore tummy time. Many people think this is tummy time. It is, but it's actually the hardest form of tummy time and would not be comfortable at all for most babies until they're at least 4 months old.
If your head is bigger than your tushy and you don't have the spinal curves developed yet, and no newborns do, it's really, really hard to lift that head up.
Let's remember that a baby's head is bigger than its bottom, and its spine has to unfurl from fetal curvature and form the natural curves that enable it to be vertical in both sitting and standing. Here's my assistant Kylie using a ball to show how big a baby's head is in proportion to the rest of the body. The fetal spine is in a C-curve. Here's a side view from smallest to biggest. The pictures correspond to a 3-month-old, a 10-month-old, and an 18-year-old. These curves of the spine are foundational architecture to have an aligned human vertical spine. The work of tummy time, which includes rolling, side lying, pushing backwards on the belly, and creeping, or what some people call army crawling, help to create these necessary spinal curves. So how do we help babies in their much needed tummy time work? Babies need to push, pull, and reach to develop the spine. The belly, chest, and arms or hands push. This helps the spine lengthen and strengthen. Let's look at many ways to do tummy time. For newborn holds, you can wear a baby always facing in, heart to heart, chest to chest. There's also the football hold. Most people don't even realize they're doing tummy time just when they're holding their baby, even burping them.
It's really important to know that this is tummy time because so many people think tummy time is just lying down.
So Sam and Troy are showing us an example of tummy time that happens all throughout the day and you don't even realize you're doing it. She's comforting Troy, she's rubbing his back, trying to help him with burping. And you can see his feet are moving. He's looking for that little ability to push with his feet. And there Sam goes. She gives him the support. And mom's bouncing him. And this is all perfect tummy time. You can see how his belly and his chest are pushing into mom. If he was in a baby carrier, she could be doing the same thing. But this is especially important if you're in a baby carrier to always have the baby facing in, so they're doing tummy time. And so that head that's bigger than the tushy isn't pulling down, facing out. It's really not very safe for babies at all because it's too much pressure for their head pulling down on their spine. So this is perfect. Good. Props are useful for helping babies lift their heavy heads and help their feet reach the floor to push. Without props, the feet float, making it extremely difficult to lift the head and upper body. Some of the props that we can use are a breastfeeding pillow, a rolled up blanket, a rolled up yoga mat or exercise mat, your own thigh. What I'm going to ask you to do is bring her down a little bit lower.
Okay.
And you're going to hold her right here from her pelvis.
Okay.
And now she's doing the work. Look how high up she's lifting. She's really stretching her thoracic and cervical spine here. And part of that is because her legs can now touch the floor and we can see her feet beginning to really explore. Look, now she's lining up her hip, her knee, her ankle, and her foot. So she just went from a froggy position with her legs open to starting to find some alignment here. That's going to come in handy once the baby, many, many, many months later, starts to stand. And a physio ball. So with baby Eleanor, who is 10 weeks, we're going to try to do a little ball tummy time. So I'm squeezing this ball with my legs to make sure the ball is stable. That's really important. And then, because she's such a new little person, I want her to know I'm right here for her. So I'm going to face her to me, and I'm going to place her belly and chest on the ball, and I'm going to hold her tushy so you can see how much her belly and chest is working here, right? And she's finding her balance, and the ball is nice and buoyant. Look how much she's lifting up. She's really pushing in, and I've got a firm grip on her tushy here. She's really working hard. And because babies like movement so much, I want to make this more interesting for her. So I'm going to loosen my legs now, and I'm going to bounce the ball. Normally I would be doing this with 2 hands, but because I want everyone to be able to see this really clearly, for a moment I'm going to take my other hand away so you can see. Yeah. We're going to go. Bounce, 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 and stop. And we're going to find our balance. I'm going to take a big breath in too, because I want to find a long, tall spine also. That's good for a new mom. And then I'm going to take her, a little bit back and forth so she can feel a little movement this way. If she was a little bit older and more social, then I would have her facing out into a group of babies, right? But this is really nice, and if you're doing this at home, I suggest doing it this way because babies are really, really wanting to see other people. She's interested in me. I'm interested in you. Yeah. Now, to get a baby off, safety is really important. So we want to squeeze that ball so my legs have the ball and my arms can pick up my fabulous tummy time trooper, right? Yeah. Offer tummy time throughout the day in small increments, knowing that 30 to 40 minutes is most useful in total. All of this work helps a baby with physical, social, and mental development, as well as helping them find a center of gravity and balance that's really helpful for crawling, sitting, and then finally standing. So enjoy.